to my channel. If you want to grow, you want to know, or you simply want to just come and hang out, go ahead and press that like and subscribe button, and you'll be notified each and every time I go live or upload a brand new video. Now let's get into this video. Hey YouTube family, it's Cashapp from Totally Designs, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be revamping this necklace. I just do not like the way that I have designed it, so it is my prerogative as the jewelry designer to take it apart and redesign it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start by cutting the wire, taking all of the beads off, and trying to make sure that I do get them in a uniform status here. Hold on, y'all. There was just something about the way that it was laying that I didn't quite like. And so I am going to redo this whole thing all over again. Now guys, this will be a great video for all of you that have jewelry that maybe you haven't sold, or you just don't like the way that it looks per se. This is going to be a great video for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the hardware off of here, because I'm going to be reusing the clip, the clasp. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that wire. Now I have a choice of the 20 gauge wire or the 16 gauge wire. I am going to use the 16 gauge wire, and I'm going to cut enough that will allow me to play with it and do a couple of things with it. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to start by revamping this one right here. Now I can either do several things. I can wire wrap this, or just put it back on as I had it before, or I can, you know, do something else with it. But I think what I'm going to wind up doing is I am just going to use some wire wrap. All right guys, so I have the wire. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut this. I'm using the 20 gauge wire, y'all. And so because I didn't like the way that it was hanging the first time, I am going to change this up. So guys, I'm either going to use this one as the middle point, or I'm going to use this one as the centerpiece. Now, I'm not quite sure which one I'm leaning towards. I think, you know what? I'm leaning towards this one. One, because it's longer, and two, I'm going to be able to probably maneuver it a lot better than the other one. I don't know. I'm you know, I'm saying that, but that doesn't mean anything. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to squish this in. Okay. I'm going to take these two wires right here. I'm going to take my pliers, because I want to add a little bit of more pressure, and I'm folding it in just a little bit more, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to twist it. But I'm going to try to make sure I'm twisting it where it is sitting on the edge of the stone, the jasper stone, and it is. So now I'm going to just simply wrap and wrap. Okay, I'm going to keep on wrapping. And guys, if you hear stuff in the background, where I live at, it's kind of a busy street, although it shouldn't be a busy street. It's a residential area. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. All right, so I'm going to keep wrapping this around. Okay, and I'm wrapping a little bit longer, and I'm going to see how I like the way this is laying. So I'm going to turn it around, okay, that way, so I can see the back side of it. The back side is pretty cool, so I'm going to keep wrapping it a little bit more, because my goal is to try to cover as much as the top of this as I can. Okay. And there we are. Okay. All right. I like that. I really like that. So I'm going to pull that up. Okay. Now, what I am going to wind up doing is continuing to wrap all the way down as much as I can. And then I'm going to take this up to complete it and wrap it around. That's going to give it a little bit more enforcement. Okay. And then I will cut the tip off right about there. Okay. All right. Then I'll take my needle nose pliers and I will finish it off. Now, that is beautiful. I love that, and it's more stabilized, and I just like the way that it looks. It looks incredible. So I'm going to also go in a little bit and push it in. I'm not going to touch any of the bottom. I'm not going to mess with this part right here. I'm not going to do too much of anything. I'll just push it up, but that's really not an issue, because my main issue is just to make it stabilized. Okay. All right. So now I am going to pop one of these on here, and then maybe I'll add in one of these, and then maybe I'll add another one on top. And I think I like that. I'm going to go with that. And again, guys, if I don't like it, hey, I'm a jewelry artist. I can always change what I don't like about what's going on. So now, what am I going to do with the wire? Well, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to take it all the way down, and I'm going to wrap it under everything that can be wrapped. I'm going to wrap it one more time under here. We're going to fortify that a little bit more. I'm going to take it right back on up here. Okay, we're going to take it all the way back up. All right, and we're not going to go all the way up, but we're going to go up enough, and we're going to end it right about there. I'm going to go ahead and push in that wire, and if that doesn't work, guys, I will cut it off back at the front, or I'll wind up tucking it somewhere. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to cut off a little bit of that. Then what I'm going to do is push it under so that it can tuck under itself. Okay. All right. And we want to make sure no one is hurting themselves here, okay? All right. All right. It still has mobility, which is fine, because we don't want it so tight that it will break. That is not the goal of it. All right. I'm going to grab a jump ring. All right, we're going to open that up. And then, guys, we're going to start stringing and building that necklace out, okay? And I may stop in the middle of the video to finish it off camera, okay? All right. We got that together. So there we are. Now, I'm going to like this, y'all. I'm going to bend the wire, because my goal is to try to even out the wire to make sure it's even on both sides, so that while I'm beating it, there won't be any off-centeredness inside of the necklace. All right, so now I have an option. How do I want to start this off? All right, guys, here I am. So I'm thinking that I do want to add a little bit of spiciness to this necklace. Okay. So I'm going to put this on here. And of course, I'm going to see how it looks first before I commit to it. Because, listen, I committed to the other one and then I turned around and didn't like it. Okay, I think I'm going to be all right with that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on the side. Okay. And I'm going to work with these just like this. All right. Now what I am going to be adding is some of these oil spilled beads right here. I'm going to be adding these in between. Okay. That's what I'm going to be working with. So some of these beads may be coming out and I may be adding others in. So we'll see. We'll see how I like to do that. All right. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think I'm starting to like that. So now I'm just straightening out that wire because, again, I want to keep it where it is even. Now, I'm going to add on the jade nuggets. Okay, I'm adding that on. Wow. I'm going to add it on to the other side. And sometimes the holes are not big enough. Now, in this case, it's not going on because that wire right there is a little bit rough. Okay, there we go. So we'll slide it all the way down. Okay. Okay, alrighty. I like this. I'm starting to like this, y'all. Yeah, I'm starting to like this. This is a lot better. All right, what am I going to do now? So I'm going to add in these. And then I'm going to add in the other jasper. Yeah, sometimes watch those holes, guys. Holes aren't big. All right, so now I'm going to take and add it on there. Now, guys, I'm going to enlist the help of my round nose to pull it. Because, guys, listen, I am not in a place where I want to use my hands or harm my hands, I should say. Just because I can pull it. All right, now, I'm going to enlist the help of my tools. That's what my tools are for, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to add on this side too. And here we are. Find that hole. This is how you work with those side holes, y'all. Now look it. That is going to be a gorgeous necklace, okay? That's going to be gorgeous. So what I'm going to do, guys, is in a few minutes, I am going to finish it offline because I want to keep this video relatively short. Guys, if you see me pausing a lot in the video, that's because there's a lot of noise in the background. Motorcycles and all kinds of things that shouldn't be there. Okay, so I'm going to get another one because that hole is a little bit too small. And I don't have my bead reamer right now to make the hole any bigger. Okay, so I'm just pulling it through. There we go. Look at how beautiful that's turning out. Now, when you see this one compared to the other one I did, you're going to be like, girl, yeah, I'm glad you did that over. Okay? I'm gonna be glad too. All right. So again, this is an idea for those that you know, you made something, you don't quite like it, or it just isn't selling, whatever the case is, you have the option to revamp. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm simply adding on another jade. I'm adding another jade over here, and I'm going to do it with a similar one as much as I can. They're all different colors and they're all different shapes and sizes. These are irregular beads. That's how you deal with irregular beads, but they make such great jewelry, y'all. I'm telling you. Okay, so we're adding that on. Okay. And now. All right. Okay. Now we're going to add on these last final jasper pieces. And then I am going to come back with the finished product. All right. These look like lightning bolts. All right, guys. I'll be back. All right, I'm back with the finishing touches, y'all. As you can see, I finished it up, and I am quite pleased with the outcome of it. So what I'll wind up doing is I'll take a picture of it and I'll add it into the video. All right, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers and my writers, and I'll see you in the very next video. And until then, happy beading.